Morbi tragedy, rusty cables, loose bolts and overcrowding, says report security guards were laborers not qualified in crowd management tells news network Rajkot. The Forensic Science CE Laboratory, FSL examination of the Morbi Suspense Sion Bridge has laid bare the extremely shoddy renovation of the British area structure whose collapse led to the death of 135 people on October 30th. The FSL report was submitted to the local court in Morbi during the hearing of the ball plea of 8 of the 9 accused arrested for the accident. The prosecution also informed the court that Oriva Group, which had the contract of maintenance, operation and security of the bridge, had a whopping 3,165 tickets on October 30th even as it had never cared to assess its load-bearing captions citizen between them regarding the number of tickets to be issued and how many people should be allowed to go on the bridge. When the court sought to know if they had any diary regarding the number of tickets to issue at a time, the accused had no answers. Continued on P5 there were 2 ticket collectors at each end of the bridge but there was no coordinator consider separate probe into Morbi, SC tells Guj HC New Delhi. Terming the Morbi bridge collapse in Gujarat an enormous tragedy, the Supreme Court on Monday suggested to the state HC to give attention to, among other things, an independent into the disaster enhancement 10 probe the sea of compensation and fixing responsibility for acts of omission and commission by municipal and state officials with refusing to take up a bill on the since the whole seized of the matter. A bench of Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice Himar Kohli said the tragedy, which claimed 11 lives, required weekly or fortnightly monitoring, which the HC was doing. Iran players back anti-hijab Kong to move Sester, declined to sing anthem stunning U-turn. They met hardline press before WC Ran's World Cup team declined tossing their anthem B for A their Group B opening match against England on Monday in a sign of support for mass anti-hijab protests. Back home heads high in pre the AMD lips unmoving. The L1 solemn and silent footballers shown the extraordinary Chora Aotas the biggest stat. Browing the wrath of the authorities that could follow Backbomi protests demanding the fall of the ruling Muslim theocracy have gripped Iran's and Iranian players a beat of the Group 8 match against England at the Khafa El International Stadium in Doha on Monday CE the death 2 months ago of Masa Aminal, a young woman, after her arrest for flouting the strict Islamic dress code. Over 400 protesters, including S8 minors, have been killed in the unrest and at last 17,251 people arrested. At Qatar's Khalita International Nal Stadium, thousands of Iranian fans in the stands started shouting as the music accompanying the anthem rang out. Some jeered and others made thumbs down gestures. Agents SP 14, 15 and 16 against release of Rajiv Convicts New Delhi. Congress is set to FLLE a review petition against the Sunni Supreme Court's judgment ordering the release of the convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. Sources said senior lawyer Abhishek Singhvi is readying the will be fled M, which apex court this Congress had heretic is the esconde, calling it total unacceptable and completely erroneous. It had also ridiculed the Center for the laying its response. SC which it alleged led to the release of the convicts. The SC on November 11 directed the premature release of the 6 serving life term in the week case. Agencies. How World Cup battle lines get drawn in India from repainted houses to renamed menus. Fans in the grip of football frenzy are going all out to root for their favorite teams at the quadrennial spectacle race on Tennyson and Marcus Murglai. TNN get a kick out of, with the 90-day tar being as close to home as in higher Ono. Again divided into the alification is still a pipe. Argentina and Portugal too at the last week their ATA small T Stalin Kerala's uncommon to see houses Malappuram. Though Zaho Kerala repented in the found that the two were ahead of the World Cup Tirthe. But WS no Thamali BGHT. Brazil and Argentina charad unhemit be my but the emotional favorite thumber 1B is Portugal, said one of them, that is footballing map catching the supported Raral Kerala. Whenever a football World Cup scene take the flags and cutouts of TJ global footballing heroes. And it is harsh and you dated with its renewed for the man UICE cold beer made air Eltha Nema Zilan footballer OUOSY because of its yellow hue. Many also have Luis Nangen and Shichers HMED the craze doesn't stop football loyalties. The elder associations OT Brazil and withstanding this terme dozers, AXD administrators, priests white for Antina FNS John he special having a ball. Eyes not high teams kasi the area inputs op contribuos win Roos Cup the most PPAR shads fan dudes firm a team comcurity offer for the word to Portugal. Organizers managed to find a ooze football tournaments in SGOTSR Toka Eden putting Kerala on the small shopkeepers. But they to miss out, he said. Mothanapi Tokrist seti a month of earnings. Only which is sending a sizable and Brazil star Neymar Jr. ing paid in their own back and almost everyone seems in Kozhikode. It all boils population and many fans. John Desa, who has been AC Tone Isaiah to store Rome the Tartrim that the Goan social supporters time special try or the event to hype as many fans as POS tutor of Messi followed youngsters from Kerala have well done. By the 35 feet youth out of Neymar. Signed a 3-month con the chance of being at the install AS0F tutor the for the word on Varas CIOS asks former Elendia Portugal legend. Said, adding that they arabe catch Armando Colachu, who hadn't a NRTF FDWRM kun the SNH accommodation. Ing like LT, he JCBSN Kera but who hals in Goare all gearing either tricking leave or quit to up to serene matches like Nival. 0 nanograms them is Su also divided over foothall acralin asa py oids their rebrazy olage at Ilayur in Malap while some root for Eng Salso RLD3I in the Kohil arena. Thanks to the Mint Hutanorana to coincide WTH the actual event. At least belled in Malayalam alone. Attiring at Hayes RTCI Cup for major teams like TH Torrance and Company was united with India in 1961 HN Coas to Botbog, Portugal at major football HISSSN of the Goa Football Association. A football historian Rad Barreto says, is just a footal in Goa. The Football Puram Kissa, which narrates travel within the country in Portuguese rule in Goa. Pillar of Heritage. Smith's Folly Akutab gets a fresh lease of life. Work prevented collapse of the structure. Anuja.Jeswala timesgroup.com New Delhi. After 8 months. Archaeological Survey of India, ASI, has finally and restoration work of the paired DSND stone Kapo, Smith's Folly, at the Waridi looks like the Minar. It is Seppa. The work was started by ASI and completed last month. Some ornamental pieces were restored, the badly damaged D, and a pillar base that had developed cracks was replaced. Rated from the latter by a gap of nearly 200 started by ASI in February and complete before the badly damaged Chaja base that had developed cracks was replaced. Tendant Akin Lewis, Delby Circle, Praveen Singh said if conservation work had not been done in time. The senior official said lime before or tar, sand and surkhi powdered form of burnt bricks, mixed with Equat Jagieri Bor Ol line the guns and Ioeens, as he used Belgiri. Gum historian Rana Safvi Sajd the Minar was repaired over such as by Firoz Shah Tugh after Laq and Sikandar Lodi after it was damaged originally Qutub Minar which fell during Mir earthquake in 1803. It was Rees-Smith Ot the British Indian Army in 828, who installed a stores creating a sixth. How before afterward? The Upala was Mate the Sultanatians of Viscount Hodi who was the Governor G at the ground level to the of Qutub Minar, where I known as Smith's Folly.